Good afternoon. You're watching CNN News 18. I'm Arunima. Top focus this hour are the multiple probes being done by the Enforcement Directorate in Bihar and Jharkhand. Tejasvi Yadav is facing ED questions today in Patna, but the biggest story seems to be Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren. The visuals on your screen right now are the visuals we are breaking for you. This is evidence perhaps that ED is going to use against Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren. These are 36 lakh rupees recovered from the residence of Hemant Soren in the national capital, South Delhi's Shantiran area. Total 2 BMW cars, which ED says are linked to the Chief Minister of Jharkhand, have also been seized. These are Benami cars. One doesn't know who owns them, but they were being used by the Jharkhand Chief Minister as per the investigating agency. Now, these are being called incriminating documents and evidence that have been recovered from the residence of Jharkhand Chief Minister. Searches are still being conducted, but so far, Enforcement Directorate has no idea where Hemant Soren, the Chief Minister of Jharkhand, is. Sources say that the last known location of Hemant Soren was the premises of a senior advocate. Meanwhile, Section 144 of CrPc has been imposed within 100 meters of the radius of Soren's residence, Raj Bhavan and ED office in Ranchi. This effectively means that not more than 5 people can gather at these locations. This is in light of the fear that any attempt to arrest Soren could lead to a law and order situation in Ranchi. Anshul has been tracking this story, joining me live from Hemant Soren's national capital residence. Anshul, all the details that you have so far, just recap for us.
So yes, the investigation is still ongoing. In fact, the ED is still trying to find out where is Hemant Soren, and that is the million-dollar question at this point in time. Over the last more than 28 hours, Hemant Soren has remained untraceable. There has been no official communication that has been made to the investigating agency at this point in time. In fact, what sources within the Enforcement Directorate has confirmed to us is that he still remains evasive and he still is untraceable at this point in time. Where is Hemant Soren? That is the million-dollar question. But yes, the big breaking that is coming in at this point in time: 36 lakh rupees cash has been recovered from his residence out here in the national capital. Remember, at approximately 7 a.m. Last morning, a team of Enforcement Directorate had reached the residence of Hemant Soren, where on specific inputs they had reached over there that the CM was present over there, but to their surprise, the CM was not present over there. And since then, the Enforcement Directorate has had no trace as to where the Jharkhand CM is. Now, apart from the 36 lakh rupees cash that has been recovered from his home, 2 BMW vehicles have been recovered. One of them is right here at the Enforcement Directorate office. The blue BMW, which was parked outside his residence. In fact, initially a search operation was conducted inside the vehicle, and post that this was seized. According to the Enforcement Directorate, this vehicle is something that was brought out of the money that ED predicts is of proceeds of crime. Now, there are a lot of questions that needs to be answered by Hemant Soren at this point in time. The cash that has been recovered, is that cash accounted for or is that unaccounted cash? That is something that needs to be answered by the Jharkhand CM. Apart from that, the 2 BMWs that he uses along with his family whenever he is out here in the national capital, from where did those vehicles come? That is something that needs to be answered by the Jharkhand CM at this point in time. But yes, the last communication that happened on the 28th of January, where an email was sent to the Enforcement Directorate in which the Jharkhand Chief Minister's office claimed that on the 31st of January, in fact said that on the 31st of January at 1 p.m. The Jharkhand CM would be available to join into the investigation at his residence in Ranchi. But post that, what sources within the Enforcement Directorate has told us at this point in time that there were some new documents that were recovered pertaining to the case, and hence it was of utmost importance for the investigating agency to actually go ahead and confront the Jharkhand CM with all those documents, and that is the reason why they decided to go ahead and enter his house out here in the national capital. So yes, a lot of questions needs to be answered by the Jharkhand CM. Definitely trouble seems to be mounting for him. When will Hemant Soren come out in the open? When will he finally come out and address the media, or probably address his party members as well? Because at this point in time, neither his party members have an exact clue of where Hemant Soren is, or even if they have, nothing has officially come on record at this point in time, either by the JMM or by the Chief Minister's office in Jharkhand or out here to the Enforcement Directorate. There is no official known whereabout of Jharkhand CM Hemant Soren, and that is something that is absolutely surprising.
All right, Anshul, over the last 24 hours, what has changed at Hemant Soren's Delhi residence? Do you still see ED officials coming and going? Is the Delhi police still present there?
So the security has absolutely been removed from there. Apart from the two security vehicles that the Delhi police gives to the CM as escorts, those vehicles are still parked outside, and a few members from the Hemant Soren's team is still inside his residence. Apart from that, there is no one else that is present over there. Remember, there was a long interrogation that happened with the driver of Hemant Soren as well. He was brought to the residence of Hemant Soren by Enforcement Directorate from Jharkhand Bhavan, and he was inside the residence till late night 11 p.m. and post that the phone of the driver is also switched off. We still do not have any official confirmation if at all the phone of the driver has also been seized, or if at all the driver has also been taken into custody by the Enforcement Directorate, or if at all he has been allowed to let go. These are some of the questions that we are still seeking answers to. But yes, at this point in time, the Enforcement Directorate officers are not out here at the residence of Hemant Soren. They had left from the residence of Hemant Soren at approximately 11:30 p.m. last night after entering the house at 7 a.m. Post that, no other officer from the Enforcement Directorate has gone into his residence or has come out. In fact, the Delhi police security that was given to the Enforcement Directorate. In fact, the job of the Delhi police security was to make sure that the law and order situation outside the gates of the residence stays in control. That security has also been removed by the Delhi police. So yes, it is very unlikely that Hemant Soren might come back to his residence out here in the national capital, and that is the reason why we are seeing that Enforcement Directorate has also stepped back a little. The last update that we have, that it was only the Delhi airport authorities that were in fact told that if at all Hemant Soren arrives at the airport, because remember, the charter plane through which he came to the national capital, that charter plane is still parked at the Delhi airport, and hence an alert was issued that if at all Hemant Soren comes to the airport, then they can actually go ahead and just inform the Enforcement Directorate about it, because remember, Hemant Soren is still not an accused in this entire matter. He has been asked to come in and join into the investigation, but yes, and that is the reason why the ED is still trying to trace him down as to where he could be, because there are a lot of questions that needs to be asked to him, including now since 36 lakh rupees cash has been recovered, 2 BMW cars has been seized, incriminating documents have also been seized. A lot more questions needs to be answered by the Jharkhand CM at this point in time. So availability of the Jharkhand CM now becomes more important than ever.
Right, so Anshul there telling us about what the investigation is about and how this recovery of cash from the residence of Hemant Soren in Delhi is being treated by the Enforcement Directorate.